Thanks for having me speak with you today. I'm going to share a story that it took me a really long time in my career to share. When you hear it, you're probably going to think, well, it's probably not that embarrassing. But to me, for a long time, it really was. And that's really the emphasis behind my book that's coming out this summer. So I'm going to talk about Bernie the attorney, and his name's been changed to protect the innocent, or I guess that's really what his job was, to protect the innocent. Early in my career as a digital marketer, I was new into a role doing search engine optimization. In that role, I had gone through some of the best industry training in California, had an opportunity to take over some clients who were doing SEO within the agency that I worked in at the time. And Bernie was my first success story, or so I thought. The opportunity to sit down a few months into our campaign, show him my SEO report. Back then, it was before real-time dashboarding. So I had all these beautiful printouts and everything ready to show him. We sit down, we go through the meeting, everything is up and to the right. All the keywords he wanted to rank for in the Kansas City market were off the charts. Visits to his website, and even form submissions and phone calls that we were able to track. He got all of this great activity, and it was really my first case study. So I thought. We get to the end of the meeting. He politely sat through my story I shared with him about his monthly report and the results. And he said, Corey, that's great. All of that's fine. I see all the great positive stuff in those marketing metrics, but it didn't move the needle at all. I didn't get a single case despite all those phone calls. And that moment for me was one of those moments when you get the opposite news that you're expecting, and almost like a stomach drop moment. And from there, I didn't realize what that would do for my career until a decade later. But ultimately, we were able to work through that. And what I learned was to map out marketing to business outcomes and not just sit behind marketing metrics. As the owner today of a digital marketing agency and someone who's been in the space for almost 2 decades, I've seen and experienced a lot of what doesn't work. And I've made probably every mistake in the book. So I'm not sitting here, judging others or calling out anything that I haven't personally been part of. And I'm still far from perfect. And my agency is still trying to get better every day. But reasons that digital marketing doesn't go as planned include over-promised results, misaligned expectations, poor communication, a lack of transparency, in some cases putting tactics ahead of strategy, putting all focus into a single channel, hiding behind the marketing metrics, as I mentioned in my story, or not even fully understanding or calculating ROI, or assuming that someone else is going to do that and be able to connect the dots of your efforts. So I believe all of these and more issues that they cause brands and companies to give up on marketing, give up on their in-house team, or give up on agencies, or assume that certain channels and tactics don't work, can be solved. And I'm so confident in that I've trademarked a phrase that we've used for a process that I unpack in my upcoming book called the Digital Marketing Success Plan. So many businesses have digital marketing plans, or they exist in someone's head, or they're not objective or don't go deep enough, that I think I'm seeing the trends and the issues caused by brands getting burned and spending money and just giving up. And so I believe all these issues can be solved. I've come up with a framework to get this into an objective, ROI focused place. And so I utilize what I call the START planning process. The S in START planning is strategy, and getting that right from the beginning is important and foundational. And yes, everyone should have a strategy, but I laugh at how many times I see strategy as a sentence written on a piece of paper, or we sit in a room and 5 different people have different ideas of what the strategy is. So strategy going through discovery, auditing, deep ROI math, not just the 2 or 3 inputs, but all the hidden things that go into resources for digital marketing, and landing on the ultimate goals. And from there, then we can roll into putting all potential tactics and the T in START, putting all potential tactics, opportunities, networks, channels on the table, then getting into application. That's where we define the assets needed and do a really deep dive into what it's really going to take to put your plan into place. And then rounding out the acronym with review and then transformation. And this is getting attribution right, getting measurement in place, getting a documented plan and timeline that features the best of both worlds, from the ability to be agile and optimize, but also having a planned out roadmap. So if you're chasing, tempted to chase any shiny objects, you don't get off track during the year as well. So the book is my transparent way of openly talking about everything that goes into the plan through that process in the first few months as you get ready to launch any type of digital marketing campaign. Or if you're saying time out, we need to make sure that we're getting the right level of return on investment and understanding and alignment with our teams because what we're doing now doesn't work. So I've got a lot of different rich tools. I'm giving the whole process away in the book because my goal is to hold marketing agencies or marketing teams to a higher standard. Google will take our money whether it's working or not. Agencies, including mine, get paid in most cases whether the marketing is working or not. So my goal is to, again, hold agencies and marketing teams to a higher standard while watching brands not throw in the towel or give up on marketing channels that do have promise for them, but if not implemented in an organized and objectively planned way, will fail.